Hey Explorers, this episode was brought to you by Anchor.fm. It's the distribution service that we use to get this podcast to you. And to be honest, it's great. It's free. There's tons of creation tools that let you edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. They upload it to everything, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and tons of others. You can even make money with no minimum listenership. So it's got everything you need in just one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
You get all of my love.
Yeah, but what's like the net value of that?
It's tied to Bitcoin.
Okay, I'm cashing out. 14.
Welcome back to Rules as Written, the D&D podcast. We're transitioning to a Latin audience now.
Yeah, we want to broaden our audience with single-use words.
Hola. That's all I've got. Alright, welcome back. We're going to teach you some rules. We're going to teach you some classes.
Yes,
what's on the agenda today?
One class, and more specifically, the rogue class.
Roguey. So, a rogue. Rogue is your stabby sneaky kind of class. I think everyone kind of knows what a rogue is. It's one of the big, I think, intuitive classes.
Sneak attack!
Ow! Actually, fucking... So, there are, I would say...
We're in theme today.
I'm literally moving away from you. There are, I'd say, like 4 archetypes. You have your big bruiser, your tank, your magic wielder, your thief, and maybe a healer that I think permeate through many, many game types.
Yeah, so this one's like a kind of old classic.
Thieves are pretty good. They can deal out a whole lot of damage. Mostly with one ability, sneak attack.
Sneak attack.
So, if we were making a quick build, what should we be leaning into for our rogue?
So you're gonna want to make dexterity your highest ability.
Mm-hmm.
And the next, it depends. You'll choose charisma if you want to emphasize the deception and social interaction.
Mm-hmm.
Or intelligence if you want to excel at investigation.
Yeah, I can see that. I think most people will be delving into the charisma side.
Yeah.
I think most people that choose a rogue want to be that kind of like elusive, a little bit edgelord, a little bit mysterious,
yeah, and
threatening, and yeah.
It kind of helps you get your way sometimes.
Yeah. So hit dice. We're looking at a D8, which is middle of the pack, except for the barbarian.
I would say it's like mid-low, because the only thing lower is D6.
Yeah, I mean, I always see it as the barbarian is an outlier.
Okay.
Barbarian, like, you just ignore because it's the only one with the D12. So 10, 8, 6. 8 is middle of the pack for me.
Okay.
That's how I see it anyway.
I see anyone under 12 weak.
Your proficiencies, you only start proficient with light armor. So you're going to be leather, which is
you gotta
what
move
you want
fast.
to be. It's what you want to be wearing anyway.
Yeah, you
Because
don't want to
if
have
you're-
disadvantage on
Exactly, on your stealth.
sneak.
You're gonna be taking proficiencies in stealth. That's a given, because God knows you have 1 million to spend. But before we get to that, weapons.
Yeah, so with weapons, you're going to be using mostly simple weapons, hand crossbows, long swords, rapiers, or short swords.
You want to be leaning into finesse weapons, because you're going to be dipping into dexterity as your main stat.
Anything that's kind of dex finesse, that's kind of where you're going to be.
You want to be rolling heavily off dex, like really lean into your dex, your sneaky. And on the subject of dex, it's one of your saving throws. Dexterity.
And intelligence.
Exactly. Now, rogues get a whole butt ton of skills. They get 4 to choose from, which is the highest. What do they get?
So you can
You got the
choose
book.
from acrobatics, athletics, deception, insight, intimidation, investigation, perception, performance, persuasion, sleight of hand, and stealth.
So the majority of those are running off of dex and charisma, which is why it's probably good to lean into charisma.
Unless you want investigation to be.
There are a few other intelligence ones based there, but I think it's going to be serving you better.
Yeah.
If you're into that. If you want to do investigation, you do investigation. You do you, boo.
Yeah, hey, we are here to be encouraging for whatever weird, freaky build you want to make.
Unless you do it wrong.
As long as you do it adhering to the rules as they are written.
So that's the outline of our rogue, our roguish archetype. Rogues get expertise. They get expertise at first level.
Yeah, this is pretty good. So you get to choose 2 of your skill proficiencies, or 1 of your skill proficiencies, and your proficiency with thieves' tools for some reason. And your bonus gets to be doubled.
Your proficiency bonus.
Your proficiency bonus gets, not the roll, you all cheaters. Your proficiency bonus
gets to be doubled. And then at level 6, which is really low, you get 2 more. You get to be expertise in 4 things.
Yeah, so like other people are good at stuff, you get to be better than them.
To put that into context, at level 6, that's a +6 proficiency bonus to 4 things.
Yeah, and level 6 is like a very attainable level where most parties I think will at least get to level 6.
Yeah, I mean, many are starting within reach of that as well.
Yeah.
I rarely start games at level 1 unless you're playing with some real gaming newbies, like people who haven't touched any game before.
Yeah.
But mostly I'm starting at level 2, level 3, because you get your spell casting and stuff around there.
Yeah, it kind of sucks to start before that.
Yeah.
But not for thieves, because they don't get spellcasting.
Well, also at first level, they get sneak attack.
Sneak attack!
Sneak attack.
Yeah, this is your bread and butter.
Sneak attack. Now, every time I read this, I feel I discover something new about it. Or at least I second guess myself. Every time someone
This is one of the most
sneak
Googled
attack.
rules for me as well.
Because I've never played a rogue. So every time it comes up, and a lot of my games are quite roleplay heavy, so it's not every and then I'm like, oh, how does sneak attack?
It's one of those things you always remember, like, isn't that a really good ability? But how exactly does it work?
How does it work, JT? Preach!
So, like, how you expect it to work is, like, you have to be sneaking and then attack.
Yeah, and then you get bonus damage. Kind of like in Skyrim or something.
Right, yeah, that's what you're thinking. That's not necessarily how it works. So this is only once per turn. You can have an extra 1d6 damage to a creature that you hit if you have advantage on the attack roll.
Now, you might think that's a bit finicky to get into. How do you get advantage? You can get it by surprising people, sneaking up on them. You can get it by people being prone, being knocked prone. There's various abilities that give it to you. Can you think of any off the top of your head?
I think being behind somebody gives you advantage.
Only sometimes. It's kind of DM heavy. In the Dungeon Master's Guide, there's extra rules for flanking, attacking from behind people, and also flavorful rules that you can get. There are a few passages that leave it up to DM's discretion, so that is a way. But the point is, when you first think about this ability, it feels like, damn, I got to really plan around it.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah, because of this nice little caveat where you don't need advantage on the attack roll if there's an enemy of the target nearby.
So it doesn't have to be one of your party members.
It could be.
But it's the barbarian. You just walk next to the barbarian and you shank everyone in the shins.
Yeah, as long as you have either an ally near the enemy or however you can interpret an enemy of that target.
Yeah. The only thing that cancels this out for you is if you have disadvantage.
Yeah. And that damage will increase as you gain levels in this class.
That is the thing. It starts at 1d1, but it goes up every 2 levels. So, rule of thumb, you can half your level rounding up. And
1d1.
1d... What the fuck is wrong? 1d6. It's all
Roll
sixes.
your d1s.
At level 1920, you have 10 d6s.
Yeah, so then that's a lot of dice.
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, I mean, if you're running some crit rules with that, like if you're rolling a nat 20 to hit and you've got some rules where you get to roll double dice.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's
you get
fun.
A lot of
Clack,
dice.
clack, clack, clack.
This is where
Lots of dice
you might
noises.
wonder, oh, what do I need more than one set of dice for? Well, here's an example of a
Or you just go
character.
around like begging for dice from your
Please.
players.
Yes.
So that's sneak attack. It's relatively simple once you get used to it.
Yeah, so in summary, advantage on the target, or you have an enemy of that enemy
And it's every turn.
nearby. So
It's
five feet.
pretty
by the way.
frequent. Yeah, they've got to be within 5 feet. So
like right next to him.
base to base contact. The next thing is thieves can't. This is kind of like druidic.
I bet thieves can. Laugh with me, audience. Ha 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 ha! Thank you.
Fuck's sake, why do I do this? Alright, thieves can't. Thieves can't. Oh, I've got the joke in my head now. Fuck.
Let it roll around there.
It's a secret language. It's got a few different things about it.
Yeah, it's your clubhouse language.
Yeah, basically, you can talk this language, but it takes 4 times as long to say it. So it's kind of like a secret code.
Yeah, and it doesn't tell you how long it takes normally, so interpret that how you will.
I mean, if it's important, if you need to say something within a certain amount of time, it's going to take 4 times that many. So it's not something you can, like,
so would it be 4
shout
times?
warnings to.
Yeah, would it be
mechanically? Although fluff-wise, you'd think there would be just a word for warnings.
Yeah, actually, that is in the rules. There are a set of secret signs and symbols that you can use for simple messages.
Ah,
that you can use. And that can be like warnings or what kind of loot is nearby.
Yeah.
If there's dangerous territory.
So you can understand signs. This is something you can put into a game quite flavorfully by having a thieves guild. You're being able to understand markings that the thieves guild would leave around the city.
Yeah.
That's always something cool.
That's a fun thing, and definitely something that you can work in with your DM.
Oh yeah, totally. That's ThievesCon. It's pretty straightforward. It's a language.
It's underused as well. Please, use ThievesCon. It has some, like, interesting, I think...
True.
It definitely requires you to work with your DM on this one, because it won't just come up, I think.
Very quickly. Is that a Daedric sword from Skyrim?
That's what it looks like.
In the player's handbook.
It's kind of ignoring that, but it really does.
Look it up. Page 96, guys. So, after this is Cunning Action. It's cool. It's a good utility to have. You can use your bonus action to take the dash, disengage, or hide action.
Yeah, this will help you get in and out of combat really easily.
Yeah, the dash. You have basically doubled your movement.
Yeah.
Most people I've played with forget about their bonus action. They don't use it too much unless there's specific spells or abilities they have that lead in with bonus action. But especially early level, when you're a bit light on abilities, being able to dash, doubling your movement speed.
Yeah, and then you can use that as well to try to get advantage on your enemies, and I think that's kind of the inspiration for it, is if you can, like, hide or dash to a location that might be a surprising location.
Yeah.
Right?
And a really good kind of rotation is to move 15 feet towards an enemy that your friend's attacking, sneak attack them, disengage as a bonus action, retreat 15 feet. Then you can't be hit on the swing back.
Yeah. They have to come get you.
Exactly, and they're going to have to either disengage and lose their action, or they're going to have to take the attack of opportunity from the barbarian.
Yeah, you can be real ball-leg.
Yeah, it's a good one. It adds a lot of tactical advantage to you. At level 3, you'll be getting the roguish archetype.
Which we will not talk about
Yeah,
today.
there's thieves and assassins. After that, 4th, 8th, 10th, 12th, 16th, and 19th, you get your ability score improvements.
As always, that's you can increase 1 by 2 or 2 by 1.
Nice. After this, at 5th level, you get Uncanny Dodge. So when an attacker that you can see, so not someone who's sneak attacking you, hits you with an attack, so this can be ranged, you can use your reaction to halve the attack's damage to you. That's pretty good. It's just a good ability. You take less damage in general.
So can you use an Uncanny Dodge for traps? It says specifically attackers that you can see, but does that also apply to things like a swinging axe in a doorway that comes towards you?
I am not 100% sure, but I would say yeah, because it's an uncanny dodge. You're dodging.
Yeah, I feel like it's fundamentally the same thing.
Yeah, I think if your DM is coming down on you hard on that, get a new DM. There, I said it. Yeah, uncanny dodge. You can use it every turn. Again, I think that's the strength of the thief. Over and over again, all these abilities are not tied to long or short rests. It's just you are consistently improving in every way.
Yeah.
Your movement, your attacks, your damage input.
Yeah, so this makes it like a good learning curve with this because you always have an opportunity to use these things multiple times.
Yeah, definitely. As opposed to forgetting about it because you only get to use it once per long rest.
You have to save it.
At 7th level, you get evasion. Now, a few other classes get evasion at different times as well. I think we have talked about it before. You can dodge things better.
These are area of effects. So this is like Uncanny Dodge, but with area of effects instead of a single attack.
attacks, yeah.
Yeah. So this could be like, fire breath or area like, fireball, ice storm, stuff like that.
Yeah, your classics.
And this will mean that you can make a dexterity saving throw to take only half damage if you
Fail.
it.
And if you pass, you take no damage
No
at all.
damage.
So you're kind of bringing everything a step down on the damage ladder.
Yeah, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah. So to summarize, normally you would take all the damage if you fail your dexterity saving throw and take half if you pass it. Now, if you pass your dexterity saving throw, you'll take 0. And if you fail, you'll take the half that you would normally have taken if you had passed. So everything just gets better.
Yeah.
Reliable talent. By 11th level, you're good at doing shit.
You will never get anything lower than a 10 on a proficiency check.
Yeah.
Or on an ability check that lets you add your proficiency bonus.
So things you are proficient in already.
Yeah.
So it's not just any skill.
Not just any skill. Things that you are specifically proficient in, you can't roll lower than a 10.
Now, it's completely up to the DM how they treat nat ones on this.
This is a
Rules is written.
spicy topic right
Rules is written. There are no nat ones. Nat ones don't exist, neither
Yeah.
do nat 20s.
Yeah.
But nat ones are fun, and so are nat 20s.
Yeah.
So if you are running a game that uses critical failures and critical successes, then it's really up to your DM how this goes. Maybe
Yeah.
one is always a failure, but maybe it's not catastrophic, as like comedically catastrophic as some playgroups have. Maybe you just can't fail. Like you can still get nat ones with your other abilities, but you just can't get nat ones with the ones you're proficient in. Or maybe nat ones are still nat ones. Talk to your players, see what they think would be fun. Don't try and like railroad them into it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely something that I think has a lot of power in its kind of storytelling way, but it's something that you have to gel with in a sense.
Yeah, definitely. So talk to your play group before, and don't just talk to the thief. This can draw into question how fair the system is. Some people may have an issue with it, although they shouldn't really. Like, it's their ability, but just make sure everyone's included.
Right. So the next one will be Blind Sense. And this is at 14th level. Any creature that you are able to hear, you will still know the location of whether or not they're hidden or invisible, and within 10 feet of you.
Yeah, so it's quite a short radius, but again, it's quite good.
Yeah, it might make the difference between being sneak attacked
Yeah.
or not.
And it's something, it's information you can relay as well.
Yeah.
Slippery Mind. Ooh. At level 15, you have greater mental strength. You gain proficiency in wisdom saving throws.
Yep, that's that.
Yay!
Alright, it's pretty cool. It's just
Yeah,
like that,
I mean,
that's
an
that.
extra saving throw, that is good.
Yeah.
Elusive. At 18th level, you are so evasive. Attackers rarely gain the upper hand against you. No attack roll has advantage against you while you aren't incapacitated.
Yeah, no more anyone getting the upper hand on
It's
you.
pretty good. It's pretty good because you should not be having many attacks against you already because you don't have that high armor. You should be able to get around them, but a lot of the time the ones that do hit you may be sneaking up on you, maybe surprising you. They're the ones that are going to have advantage. So this will soften the blows that maybe you can't plan for normally.
Yeah. And last,
What have we got for the disappointing level 20 ability this week? Ooh.
Stroke of Luck. So Stroke of Luck is not bad. At level 20, you can succeed when you want to. So once per long or short rest, you can make your attack not miss. So if your attack misses, you can basically choose that it doesn't miss.
Yay.
Or if you fail an ability check, you can treat your D20 roll as a nat 20.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a strong ability.
Not quite godlike, though.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, actually. Being able to just succeed, like knowing when to use it. I think it's an interesting ability. It's definitely one of the better ones. I think it's really lame, though. It's just, I want to win.
Since you get it every short... Yeah, it's not very... I think that's the problem that we have with a lot of these level 21s. It's not as super flavorful. I mean, especially if you can use it every short rest, right? Like,
yeah,
it's like you just decide to succeed.
I think I want the level 20 abilities dripping with flavor.
Yeah,
I want them
because
to be the
you don't want
ultimate
something...
expression of this class.
Yeah, you don't want something just like a new stat thing or extra damage, because you got that. You already have crazy armor and weapons and crap that you can use to do.
You're gonna
all
have
that.
magic abilities. You're gonna have buffs from your fam around you. It's just cool. You succeed. You throw your toys out the pram.
Yeah.
I want to win. Yeah, it's cool. It's definitely good. Knowing when to use it is an ability in of itself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to undersell that, but again, still disappointing.
Oh, as always.
So, I think that's it for the rogue.
Sneak attack.
Sneak attack. I'm staying away from you. Yeah. What do you think of rogues?
I think that they are one of the more clear-cut, I think.
Yeah, I think they're kind of beginner-friendly as
Bonuses.
well. It's just flat bonuses for a lot of the time.
Yeah, it's definitely one that benefits a lot from reading up on the base abilities and knowing what you have at your disposal.
Yeah.
And how to play that.
And many of its abilities are just extensions of core rules of the game. They're not laying extra rules and abilities over the top of the game.
That's a good point.
Things like cunning action,
Yeah.
the dash, the dodge, the hide, they're already core mechanics. Your uncanny dodge, taking damage, the evasion, dexterity saving throws, you are just better at the core mechanics of the game. I
Yeah.
think that makes it a very beginner-friendly class.
Yeah, so like you are using the things that most everyone can do, but you can use them in either interesting or better ways.
Yeah, there is a lot to remember, but write it down. Alright, that's it for our rogue. You can support us at Anchor FM. We have links in the doobly-doo. You can go support us there. We very, very much appreciate it. Send us a message. You can reach us, Toby, at rulesaswrittenshow.com. You can head to our website.
At rulesofwrittenshow.com.
Nice. Yeah, we love hearing from you, as always. Our viewership grows day by day. Well, more week by week, and it's normally by one. But that's important.
We know who you are.
Yeah, and we appreciate it. Talk to some people. Like, tell them, if you're starting a new play group, hand out these episodes to the new people in your play group. Hopefully it will help. Hopefully, that's why we started it, really, just to try and onboard people into this absolute game that I'm in love with.
Yeah, and beginning soon, we're going to try to roll out some more interesting types of side episodes that we've been exploring already a little bit.
Yeah.
And let us know especially what you think of those kinds of things, because we're trying to explore a little bit the kind of content that you guys really want and need, actually.
Yeah, I think at the moment we are doing kind of one side episode a month and 3 mainline episodes.
Yeah.
We'll play around with that. I think that's a good ratio for the moment. If you want more, like, short rest episodes, offbeat episodes, let us know. If you hate those episodes, let us know. But thanks for listening. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. It feels so hollow. Too many YouTubers say it. Too many thanks for... Couldn't do this without the support of viewers like you. I love you. That's what I want to say.
He really does.
No, seriously.
Unhealthy, like, you have no choice in this.
Every time I open up our, like, statistics and we go up a little increment, I'm literally kind of, like, thinking, like, wow, there's a guy in Brazil who's listening to us. It's wild. It's fucking wild.
Yeah, let us know if you want more more single-use different language words.
All right, we will see you guys next week. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Ta-ra.